with the sharing economy. It's a very grow industry. Is expected to be from the PwC analysis from 2013 to 2025 from 15 billion to 335 billion, but actually Airbnb just this year is forecasting about 12.5 billion revenue by themselves. So clearly this is a very big market. Now I've been thinking about the insurance for 2 years, and we probably wonder, such a big industry, is the insurance industry there and providing insurance products? Well, sadly not much. We're only a few players there that are going into this area, and we are one of those. The government is trying to persuade and enforce, like insurance broker, try to find solution for them. Now, why is that so? Why there is a business opportunity and insurance not there? There are a few reasons, and I'm just going to point it out quickly. The first one is a new model. I spent about a year in the market trying to explain to insurer, the sharing economy, and they were like, what is it again? So it's very difficult even to sell something if people don't understand what it is, but eventually some understood the model. Another problem of the sharing economy, there's no historical data. They say, okay, no problem, we can do that. Show me the loss history. Well, nobody really insured that. How can I do that? So you have just to, to get, the guts and try to basically learn by doing it, learn by providing insurance product. Another one is there's no volume. So they say, well, unless a certain volume, I can collect an amount of premium and then I can pay the claims, but it's not that. But for the purpose of tonight, I think the most important part of it is trust. And again, this has been mentioned many times tonight, but how can you basically trust the people that are engaged in the sharing economy? So there are many companies that provide a service. I'm not even talking about insurance, talking about the sharing economy platform, the Airbnb and the type of company. They basically have systems that need to check and verify the identity and authentication of these people. So they have to make sure that they say they are who they say they are. So what is very, what the sharing economy really looks like is probably like these slides. So we have various people sharing various items, across the globe. So basically, I describe it as an environment of high volume transaction for a very short period, contract period. They agree online between identified users and providers. What is really important here is also the short-term contract. Why? Because usually you have an insured that is for 12 months, you renew the contract and so on. But what you have now here, you have people that keep changing items, changing platform. So for an insurance perspective, this can be quite tricky. So what you really need here is a system that is resilient and is secure, and it can validate people in the event. And you know where I'm going. And although you know where I'm going and everybody talk about it, I'm still doing it, is the blockchain. The blockchain is the solution for this one. I actually stolen this slide from Michael, but I think he took one of mine, so I think it's the sharing economy going on. It'll be okay. You took a picture. For me? Anyway, and so this is really what it is. And the purpose of tonight, we wanted to show how we actually not just thought about it, but really using the blockchain in the insurance industry. So our client that is using the blockchain, we're using the blockchain for them, is the Vroomie. Vroomie is basically similar to Airbnb, but what they do is, like, if I have a spare room, I can rent it out for the day to somebody who will need the room, to have their meetings and so on. It's quite a cool concept. So what they do, as an example, they would be rooming, and then there is Paul that has an empty room, and then there's Sarah that wants it. So they, by the platform Roomie, they engage in this contract. Now Roomie say, well, I want to make sure that this property is actually covered. So they come to Safeshare, and we go to Lloyd's. That actually is not such an old market, but they understand eventually also the innovation. So what we have done, thanks to Michael, that he has developed the technology, we have used the distributed ledger, basically to have and make sure that all transactions are there, are validated and are recorded, and this is a big advantage. The great advantage for an insurance company will be that you will see, first of all, aggregation. So there's no delay of knowing what is covered. It was mentioned before something about insurance, 50% of 50%, and you only know it very late. In this case, you will know it, real time eventually, and you will have an idea of what you're covering, when you're covering, especially with different people in very short term contract. Clearly, this is actually the payment that it will be outside, but reconciliation of payment is another advantage of using the blockchain. And eventually, in event of a loss, you have a third-party administrator, loss adjuster, that clearly straight away can go and check all the transaction and make sure everything is correct, and to the benefit of an insurer that perhaps the payout will be quicker. This has been mentioned before, but I think this can represent that. And basically, this is what we've done. This is the one that we, Michael and I, we share. So this is a Vroomi that can help two people to rent the space. The border is timestamp the metronome with Vroomi, and they receive the evidence of insurance. So it's quite exciting. And again, it's very important to understand that although small or big the client it is, we're actually using the technology as an application of the blockchain. So it's quite exciting. Thank you.